8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello. Hi, thanks for joining us. So this is EM Publishing's monthly live stream. This is the first one we've done this year in February. But yeah, here to let you know what's going on with our current campaigns and also what we've got upcoming in 2025. So thanks for coming and watching us live or watching on repeat. If you have any questions, please pop them in the chat. I'm happy to kind of answer them, and I'll pop them up on the screen so everyone else can read your comments as well. But yeah, so I'm just going to dive in and go through where we are at the moment. So I'm going to start off with kind of what's new on our web store, what we've got going on. So the Planesriders Journal is available on our web store from today, so really hot off the press. So the PDF's been available on DriveThruRPG already previously, but for the offset print run, which is, perfect bound with ribbon bookmarks and everything, that is now available to purchase. Obviously the Kickstarter backers got them all ages ago last year, but we wanted to now make it available to everyone else. So if you missed out, you can pick that up at empublishingrpg.com and pick that up there, and also the PDF's available there and on DriveThruRPG and everything like that. So that is my first kind of big news for what happened literally today. So I put that on today, so that's available. So if you don't know, that's 30 new planes. It's a whole new kind of cosmology that you can use, and it's compatible with Level Up Advanced 5th edition. You can also port it in and use it in 5e. It's got like loads of new exploration challenges. There's over 50 new monsters. There's new player options. There's loads of stuff in there. It's got an adventure. It's got web jamming ships and things like that. So it's really fun. Check it out on the website on EM Publishing RPG, and it's got more details there on what the book contains. But yeah, that's now available on our web store. But where are we at with other projects for shipping and fulfillments of different projects where we are? So I'm going to go through the things that at the moment are being manufactured and that are getting ready to go out and be shipped. So if you're a crowdfunding backer, you'll have had the updates that we do, but also this is me talking through it now. So the first one is the Void Runners Codex. So we put out an update that unfortunately this isn't going to be fulfilled. We're hoping to fulfill it this month. That was our original plan, but in December we kind of realized with where we were with the manufacturer, we weren't happy to kind of approve it and get it shipped out, and so we knew that would mean there would be a delay, because then we'd have the Christmas holidays, then there's the Spring Festival in China in January, which has ended now, so we knew that would set our timeline back, but we decided we wanted to make sure it was how we wanted it to be. So tweaking the files and getting it set up correctly for our big box set is a little bit more complicated, and so it's just taken us a bit more time. We sent some files to the manufacturer and chatting to them literally today as well, so we're hoping we've got that finalized so we can get a version that we can approve, and then get that timeline moving along. So we've tried to try out lots of different things, because we've got all these components, we've got all these maps, we've got a magnetic GM screen and all these things going on, but we're really happy with how it's coming together, and we want it to be a really good product that we hope you're going to enjoy with that. Obviously more details are on the Kickstarter page if you want more details on that, or of course if you ever have any questions you can always send me an email to the email address shown up on screen, which is admin@empublishingrpg.co.uk. The .com address should also forward to that, but .co.uk, just to be safe, was usually best. And then we're moving on to Split the Horde. This is our first ever board game that we made, which is so exciting. Again, we're working with the manufacturer and we're just finalizing some details. Those in the know, there are new EU regulations that kind of came in December that meant we needed to appoint a person that lived within the European Union to be our authorized representative for like legal things and paperwork. So we've been running around getting that sorted. So we've got that bit sorted now, and we've updated it on our packaging and things like that. So we're due to get like the final sample with all the correct legal bits on very soon. So I'll show that on there. If this is as it should be, we should be able to start shipping out in April as we were planned for this. But I'll do an update once we've got the final version, just giving the thumbs up to confirm that that's the case. Hopefully this one should all be good though. So happy with what we've got so far. And that's Split the Horde. I'm so excited for this. If you haven't had a chance to play this or look at this yet, we will be going to the UK Games Expo, which is end of May, early June. I'm forgetting the dates. Anyway, the UK Games Expo, we'll have a stand there and we'll have copies for you to play there and copies for you to pick up and purchase. It's a really great game and it's only like £15 to buy, so it's a really nice game to pick up at UK Games Expo. I'd love for you to come and check it out there. But anyway, Next, we have the Monstrous Menagerie 2, which we crowdfunded just in December. So excited for this one. Had loads of great support for it. So thank you so much if you backed that. The Pledge Manager is live right now. So if you're a backer, you can log in and make sure that you've given us your address so we know where to send it to. And also, if you missed out, you can do the late backing via the Pledge Manager. That's going to close next week. So if you've chosen add-ons or if you've picked up on that, the 28th of February is when the backer kit will close. We'll lock the orders, and that's when payments will go through. So if you've taken any extra add-ons or bits and pieces like that, or if your country needs extra like tax for things like that, then that's when that will go through. But that will all be there on your backer kit, so you can check that on there. But yeah, really excited for the Monstrous Menagerie. So we originally, for this one, was saying a June fulfillment. I don't want to jinx it. Should I say? Yeah. We've had the files already approved by the printers, so we should be starting printing soon. So there's a chance, that we're going to be fulfilling quicker than June. But I'll keep you updated once we've got that finalized timeline. But we have had the files approved with the printers, so we're just getting those samples through, which is happening really quickly, which is really, really nice for that to happen. So that's the Monstrous Menagerie 2. And then I'm kind of moving us into 2025 already, because we started the year, as we do always, and we'll continue to going forward with the Gate Pass Gazette annual hardcover book. And we did something a bit different for this one. We chose to crowdfund on backer kit this time. So because we've always used Kickstarter, and it's not that we're completely moving away or anything. Our next project will be on Kickstarter, for example, but we wanted to try some other platforms and kind of diversify and have a range of different options for people. So this was our kind of let's try it out and see what we think sort of thing. The Pledge Manager for this is now open, so if you're more used to Kickstarter and missed it on BackerKit, the Pledge Manager is open, so you can join at that stage now. And also BackerKit does things a bit differently, whereas you don't pay for your shipping when the crowdfunding's live, you do it afterwards in the Pledge Manager, so people can log in and do their location and shipping and things like that will all be done. So the Pledge Manager is opening now. I've only sent it out to 5% as people. It's like a little smoke test just to check everything's set up correctly, because again, this is our first time doing a BackerKit crowdfunder. So I just wanted to check that everything's working as it should. So I sent it out to 5% of all our backers so they could tell me if something was wrong and I can notice in the back end. But everything's looking good so far. So what I'll do is send the rest of it out to everyone tomorrow. So if you're a Gate Pass Gazette backer, you will get your kind of survey by the weekend. So you can fill out your details, tell us where you live, and give us your address. We are speaking to the manufacturer, the printer. We're printing in Europe for this again. That's where we're based. We're printing that in Europe, and they've got the files there. We just had some little tweaks this week. Just technical, turning up certain CYMK colours up to 300% and all this technical printing stuff that our layout team does wonderfully that I don't fully understand. But yeah, so we're just tweaking those files with the manufacturer, so we should have them done soon. Again, we had a later fulfillment plan for that. I'm hoping this can be a bit quicker this time because the printing is going quite well. So yeah, so that's what we're planning on doing for the Gate Pass Gazette. Any other details on the Wine Bestiary? Oh, this coming soon. Well, yes, that's what I was going to talk about next. And the possessed list on the What's Old is New listed on the What's Old is New site. So What's Old is New at the moment. I'll tell you, I'm going to move us in. I will talk about that very soon. The What's Old is New book, though. So what's next in 2025 was my next segue. Before I jump on though, if you are a crowdfunding backer and you have any questions, obviously go to the crowdfunding platform and ask them there, but you can always send me an email to that email address if you want something specifically about your order. But anyway, what's coming next? So I will get to the What's Old is New Bestiary because I have some things to show you. But first of all, I want to talk about the next crowdfunding thing that we're doing. I'm hoping to launch this, planning on launching this literally next week. So this is suitable for 5e 2014 or 2024, and this is Secrets of the Grave, which I am really excited about. So I went through and curated this myself because I love a bit of undead in D&D. It gives clerics a reason to get up and do something in the morning. And undead, when they're done well, can actually be really interesting and have some really interesting abilities and do different things to encourage kind of a bit more strategic and tactical combat in 5e, which I very much enjoy because I'm playing a fighter at the moment, so I love a bit of strategy with that. But anyway, So this is what this part of what this includes. So it's one of our soft cover, and it'll be print on demand. So it's one of those where the PDF is good to go. So the day the quick starter ends, which will be 2 weeks long, you'll get the PDF, and then we print the books like the following month once we get the money through from Kickstarter. So that will be a really quick turnaround on it, as our usual ones. So it has 6 new undead monstrosities, and they all have like really cool and different kind of abilities that kind of come in. I'll shout some out in a bit to say the ones that I particularly like. But yes, they do something really interesting, and obviously you could put that in your dungeon or in the graveyard or whatever ritual thing. So this is really designed for if you have an existing 5e campaign and you're just wanting bits and pieces to kind of drop in to make it interesting, and you know, this is what this is for. It's also got 9 different incantations and spells that are all assumed about decay and consumption and nightmares. So some creepy player options that, you know, players can have and use. Also, sometimes if you've got your villains and bad guys using them, just saying. It's obviously undead can be used in a lot of locations, but the graveyard is a really classic place to have. So it has a graveyard generator in, and tips on kind of creating that and creating an environment that's interesting for PCs to kind of explore. So you can just drop that in your world. So whatever your campaign setting is, and if you've got your own homebrew world, this is just kind of guidance for building your own and making it there. So you can make it really specific to your world and your lore that you've got going on. And then we do have an adventure, and this is for 2nd to 4th level. And this is called Town of the Dead. So this is a really nice one. So this can be a town that they come across again in your world, and there's this adventure there, and it suits that sort of early-ish kind of levels. Including this, we'll have a digital token pack of all the kind of zombies and monsters that you can use on the VTT platform of your choice as well. So that's kind of what we've got with those Secrets of the Grave, which I'm very excited about. So let me shout out which one shall I go through? Because we do have a range of new kind of undead. The explosive undeads are the ones I really like. So these are like necrotic diseased sort of zombies. So there's some that like go into like swarms and go around you. There's other ones that literally kind of explode and get necrotic stuff everywhere. So a bit of AoE coming in. So something a bit different there. We've also got like burnt vampires and like vampiric thralls, and there's this really nice book which is like the Writhing Codex, which has all these spells and different words. Yeah, I really enjoy it, and I hope you do as well. But anyway, this is our next crowdfunding thing that we're doing. I'd love if you go check it out. The link's on the screen or in the comments, so you can go check that out there. But that's the next thing we're doing, literally next week. So that's and we'll be doing more of these 5e kind of compilations throughout the year, as you would expect. And now to answer the question, no, not yet. I have something else to bring. Sorry. Then what are we doing next with Level Up? So I have the combat maneuver card deck on the screen, and many of you are watching saying, that's great, Jess, we know about this. This has been out for ages. Yes, but we are planning a crowdfunder this year, and it's going to be a collection of different cards for Level Up A5e. So the idea is that obviously we've got the combat maneuver cards. Since we published this deck of cards, there have been more combat maneuvers brought out by the Gatebox Gazette and different editions like the Planesriders Journal, everything like that. So we kind of want to bring those out. We also want to expand it for other tools that are helpful. So things like spells, maybe exploration challenges, or, you know, all things like that. So you've got these quick reference cards there. We're just defining what's exactly in the scope of this, but it's going to be very similar to this. So the idea for the crowdfund is that we'll make it a bit modular, so you can just pick up things that you like. So if you're a player and you want to pick up maybe spells for a specific class, you can just do that. Or maybe if you're a GM and you want to get the whole selection, you can. So we're looking at different options, so you can get the whole collection. The whole collection we want to be like quite deluxe in a nice case and laid out quite nicely and things like that. So we've got plans for that, which is really exciting. And this is kind of springtime. We're planning on bringing this to the crowdfunding platform. We're working on the designs right now. We're just finalizing some bits and pieces. By next month, maybe I should have something a bit more interesting to show you, so we can have some more sneak peeks. But pretty much this is just some really nice physical card decks that if you play a lot of Level Up A5e, this will really help support your game and be something nice for your players, and also for you as the GM, so you got a quick reference, so you're not having to, because some of these, you know, Trials and Treasures and Adventurer's Guide and things, they're big books. They're big books. But anyway, but now to answer your question, I'm confident the What's Old is New Bestiary. So the What's Old is New Bestiary is coming out this year, and that'll be coming in the summer. So last year I went around and kind of gathered loads of all like the stats and organize things in different ways. So the book is going to have kind of three lots of different sections in it. It's going to have one section that's talking about kind of creating your own and kind of guidance on how to do that, but obviously, and then it has sections for different types of beasts and creatures. So you've got obviously What's Old is New has an old setting, and Now, which is modern day action, and New, which is sci-fi. So there's a mix of loads of all of those genres within the same book, and some things you can mix and match because some things are quite generic. Like the animals I've got on screen right now, you could be in any kind of setting. So we've got some real life animals, some fantasy ones, and things that you can adapt for that. And again, we have a section on editing or changing any that would suit your setting, and also a section on creating your own, so you can just kind of create your own for the worlds if this book isn't sufficient for you. It has loads in there. The art I'm showing at the moment is from Yi-Young Lee, which I really love, this really nice painterly kind of abstract style. Obviously, as I mentioned, there's loads of sci-fi stuff in there, loads of different professions, loads of aliens, loads of robotic things, and cyber raptors, and all the stuff you kind of expect to see in there. And of course, we also have the fantasy and the old sort of things, and also now things. So there'll be things like zombies, and you've got devils, Cambions, you've got knights, you've got warriors. So there's also a big section on NPCs. So not everything is like a monster or a beast you need to fight. These can be characters that you drop into your game that they don't have to fight. That if your players choose to, that's what they do. But yeah, so that will be coming in the summer. So at the moment, I gathered a whole load of things together that I thought was really great and gave it a bit of structure. And I've handed it to Russ, who is now kind of writing and editing and kind of finalizing it and making it cohesive kind of product, because as What's Old is New is his kind of system, so he's writing that right now, and we should have some previews and things coming up over the next few months so we can show you what we're doing with it. But yeah, I'm really excited to have this put together. We'll get a pre-launch page up soon so you can follow it if you're interested, but is around the summertime that we're planning on bringing this out, is our kind of plan for the What's Old is New system. So yeah, let me know if you have any specific questions about the bestiary. But yeah, that's kind of what we've got planned for this, and I want to show you some of the artwork that's planned to be in the book at the moment here, to give you an idea of what things are going to look like, because I'm really excited about it. But yeah, so that's the What's Old is New bestiary coming in the summer, and the art shown is by Yi-Young Lee. We're going to have a range of different artists using it though, so yeah, that'll be that. And then this one I'm very excited about. So for Level Up, we have the Companions Compendium, which is this. I had this idea for like a pets book last year that I kind of pitched, and I was like, I want it to be like companions that you can have in your game. So no matter what your kind of class is or in the game, we also had some horse riding cultures already in some of the LSR storybooks. I was like, I want to have some cultures that have different relationships with animals and beasts, because you see that in the real world, so why not in the fantasy world? Again, with the character options, I wanted people to have options for different classes and character archetypes, but I didn't want to take away from existing ones, that have specific functions in that. So yeah, so the whole load of different things like that. I also wanted the pets or companions to be interesting and have things they can do, like little tricks, like can they scout ahead, or can they help herd or guard, and can we combine that with exploration challenges and journeying, so that they can be part of the world and be interesting. And of course, if you're doing that, you need equipment and new magic items to go with this, and then of course the companions themselves and the stat blocks and what they have. So I'm so excited about this. We've got Paul Hughes, who is writing it, who has worked on all the Monstrous Menagerie books and the Dungeon Delver's Guide. So if you're a fan of his work there, this is an extension of that. In Monstrous Menagerie 2, you notice we had a section on kind of monsters that level up as you go, and we've kind of taken that concept and like expanded that with companions in this as well. So there's the idea that NPCs or pets that travel with you can also level up and grow with you as you do in the campaign, because me, like I and a lot of us at EM Publishing, we have pets in our lives and they're a part of the world and part of our lives, and I wanted them to be part of the game. And we've all had players who have approached a monster in the wild and said, hey, I want to try and adopt this, and we want to give a rule set and guidance for that and kind of what that means. So that's kind of what this book is, and I'm really excited about it. So at the moment, Paul is, I believe, in the writing and editing stage, finalizing that. We've ordered a lot of artwork for it, and I've got some previews to show you. The great thing about doing a companions book for animals is you get really cute artwork. So the artists, I'll show you the sketches. It's not the finalized one. This is the sketches and the ideas that we have for the cover from the companion compendium. And this art is by Hector Rodriguez. And so at first we said, because if you notice, all the Monstrous Menagerie books have dragons on. There was one dragon on the first Monstrous Menagerie, and there's multiple dragons on Monstrous Menagerie too, you may have noticed. So for this one, we're like, okay, well, we want a dragon as well, but it wants to be like a more companion style one. So the brief for that was, we want, little dragon hatchling looking cute. We had this idea of like a bandana on it, so it's almost got a collar, so you know that it belongs to somebody. It's not just a wild kind of creature. And these were some of the sketches that we got that we quite liked, and we're looking at. But this is the one that we've gone for now, and I love it. So that's a rough mock-up. Now this is obviously just the sketch, so the artist will go away and fully make the artwork for this piece. But yeah, I just really liked it because you had this animal, and it's in the wilderness, in amongst a camp with the adventurous stuff. So it's got this humanized being part of the adventure, being part of the group as a creature. So that's kind of the cover, and so that's kind of what the Companions Compendium is. We do have an article up on Level Up 5e in the news section, which goes into more detail about all the chapters and kind of what we got planned to do for this. But I'm really excited about it because this is exactly the sort of resource and thing I like when I'm running my games, and I know it's exactly what I'd want if I was a player as well. So that will be coming in the autumn time, but we are working on this, and because there's so much cute art, I bet in every update we'll end up showing you some cool art. But yeah, absolutely. But yeah, so that's what we're doing for the Companions Compendium. The next thing I have an update for is Level Up Gateway. So if you are an original backer of Level Up A5e, you will have been emailed and given an access key to try Level Up Gateway, and there's over 1,000 of you actively using it at the moment, which is really, really great. You've also been fantastic about giving kind of bug reports and letting us know what's going on. That's levelupgateway.com. On that page, we have the news updates. So every month we're doing, not me. We've got the developer doing updates so that you can know exactly where we are and what's going on with it. So at the moment it's just in the testing stage, just available for original Level Up backers to use, and we've got all the characters I think are being set up to level 10. That's our next goal. Our plan is to get all characters up to level 20 working, functioning well. We've got a roadmap for that this year, and then once that's done and we're happy with that, we can open up the testing a little bit further. In terms of what that will look like when it's available to kind of everybody in the public, we will always have kind of a free tier of it available, which will include the Adventurer's Guide, Trials and Treasures, and Monstrous Menagerie information, so anyone can create their character and have that available, so there'll be no cost attached to that, because that's what we really want it to be, a really good tool for GMs to use. And then we're thinking about what we're going to do in terms of pricing it as well, because in order to maintain it we should have a cost attached to it. We haven't decided what those are fully now. We're leaning towards like just a monthly subscription that's either for you as an individual, or if you're a GM you can play and it will cover you for X number of people. So we're thinking a small monthly cost for that, so you'll get access to all of the content, which will be all of the stuff you'd expect, like the Dungeon Delvers Guide, Void Runners, all these things like that. So that's the way we're kind of thinking it. We haven't actually got that outlined. As soon as we have that outlined and agreed, we will share that with you. But the main thing to know is that we will always have a free version that you can use to create characters with Level Up A5e, because we want to remove that barrier for people, because I know so many people are so used to using D&D Beyond to create characters, and so if you move to having to do pen and paper for Level Up A5e, for some players they find that a bit of a challenge. So we hope this will make this a little bit easier and more accessible for people. But yeah, the site's looking really good. I'm really happy with how it is. If you're a Level Up A5e original backer and you don't have your code for some reason, it's not a problem. You might have just lost the email or misplaced it. You can send us a message via Kickstarter, a direct message. That'd be easiest because then that can be linked to your pledge, so we can see that you're a backer straight away, and we can just direct message you a link there. When you get a link to access Level Up Gateway, you basically get like a GM pass, so you get 6 other codes sent to you that you can send to other players as well, so you can play as a group. And that's available for you to use, make characters, create campaigns, and I hope you're all enjoying it, really. We also do have another few campaigns and things planned for this year. We have one which, if you saw the December update, mystery thing planned for the end of the year, which I haven't had agreement from Morris that I can share, so I won't. But we do have something else planned, which we'll share when Morris decides. I don't know when we're doing that. And we're also going to have some 5e crowdfunders littered throughout the year, as we always do. So that's our general plans for 2025. In terms of events, you can find us. We're going to the UK Games Expo in the summer in the UK, and we're also going to Dragon Meet in December as well, so you'll be able to see us there in person. The UK Games Expo, I'm planning on running a game or two. I'll see if my schedule can allow. I've got one already up on the UK Games Expo site you can attend. In terms of podcasting as well, we're doing more of the same and stuff that we love because we enjoy talking about games, so we're going to keep doing it. So on Mondays, I'm continuing to record Not D&D, where I interview different indie tabletop RPG creators so they can share their games and you can hear more about it and ask any questions. I think this is also really good if you have ideas to create your own games as well and you want to ask the creator about how they got started and what that process was like for them. So I always invite people to come and ask questions on that. Obviously on Fridays, we're now live streaming Morris's unofficial tabletop RPG talk podcast. So wherever you're watching this now, you can watch that and come join us and ask questions live and join in the live recording. We'll also be doing a live in-person recording at the UK Games Expo, so you can come and watch that in person. And of course on Fridays I also do This Week in Tabletop RPG every Friday, which is a summary of the week's news in 3 minutes, in case you don't have 2 hours to listen to myself, Morris and PJ waffle on and talk about things. So that's what we've got planned for the year, really. I hope that was interesting and informative to you. We'll be back next month. So you can see on the EM Publishing RPG website, you can check that out there, and that'll tell you the dates that we are on the front page. If you scroll down, there's a section on video updates and when we're going to be doing them every month. It's usually the third Thursday of every month. That's all for this month, I think. I hope that's given you a little oversight of what we'll be doing this year. And again, if you have any questions and you're watching this afterwards, you can always get in touch with me via email, get in touch that way and ask any questions, or via the crowdfunding platform that you're backing on. But that's all for this month. I think I'll head off now for the evening. Thank you very much for joining me, and I'll see you next month. Thank you very much. Bye.